Oops. Hi, my yoga friends. And so today's training live topic is I don't have to exercise, I get to. So, why does it really matter how we talk to ourselves? Because we become who we tell ourselves that we are. So, if I'm always saying, I hate exercise, I really don't want to do it, oh my gosh, it feels like so much work, then we aren't going to do it. But if we shift that into I get to, and we start honing in on being appreciative of our body, bringing in self love, appreciating all the things that our body does for us, and that we actually have the opportunity to take care of ourselves, then things start to really shift and we start to take action. And when you take action, you start seeing results. So you start getting more energy. You physically start feeling good. Your joints quit aching as much. And if you're struggling with any kind of chronic pain, usually I would say 80 to 90% of the time it gets better. So there are maybe some specific conditions that exercise may not help, but I think it's pretty rare. And we're going to talk about that too. So if this topic resonates with you, then grab a piece of paper and a pen because I'm going to be giving you 3 top mindset shifts that is going to change your life. And they're simple things that you can start doing today. So give me a hashtag live. If you're joining me live, I'll say hi to you. If you have any questions, we can open things up. Let me know where you're from. And if you're catching the replay, then do a hashtag replay and let me know that you've seen this video. So let me know in the comments, do you tell yourself that you have to or you get to? So let me know where you're coming from on that subject. And hi there, I'm Susanne Sherrard. I'm a yoga teacher and I'm the founder of the Yoga and Movement Circle, where I host 11 live yoga classes on Zoom a week. And we do yoga from seated, standing, and on the mat. We do seated Pilates. We do beginner strength training with dumbbells and stretchy bands, resistance bands. And we have a health and wellness session and a book club too, which is really a great motivation in our community. And, if you had told me 10 years ago that I would be a yoga teacher, I would not have believed it because I was a person who didn't like to exercise, procrastinated, and everything changed in my life when I struggled with chronic pain. And I'm going to talk about that too. So, yeah, let me check in, see if anybody's joining me here. Say hi. Hashtag replay, hashtag live. Let me know you're joining me. Um, I'm not sure if I see that we're live. Hold on a second. Oh, here we go. I just want to make sure my camera's working, my volume's working okay. Okay, well, let's hop into it. So, um, the very first mindset shift, number 1, is as I mentioned before, we become who we tell ourselves that we are. And if you tell yourself that you hate to exercise, then you're not going to do it. But when you tell yourself, I get to, and I have the opportunity to take care of myself, this is a goal of mine, this is something important, then we start to tell ourselves that we can do it. And we have what's called neuroplasticity. So we can rewire the way that our mind works, the way that we think. And the neurons that fire together, wire together. So the more that we think about something over and over, the more that we live that reality. And one thing that I have found that has really changed my life and helped me tremendously is affirmations. So I would do 25 affirmations 3 times a day. And it's not just telling myself something over and over and over, like, I love exercise, I love exercise. You have to really step into feeling it and visualize yourself doing it. Because when you do that, it starts to become a reality. So we can rewire the way that we think. And so that's going to be the very first assignment for you to do. So, I am statements. You probably heard of I am statements. They're very powerful statements, and we become who we tell ourselves we are. So, I am worthy of health and energy. I choose progress over perfection, and I get to exercise are 3 ideas for some affirmations for you. So you might say, wow, 75 affirmations a day, that sounds like a lot of work. But you can say 20 to 25 affirmations in probably 5 minutes or so. And you can do it first thing in the morning. You can do it right before lunch or after lunch, and then in the evening. And just decide what time you're going to do it and make it as a habit. So you can write them down, you can visualize and close your eyes. And what I like to do is I'll say the affirmation over and over and over. I'll close my eyes and I'll visualize myself stepping into the person that I want to be. And I have overcome a lot of different challenges in life, negative thinking, not wanting to exercise, and affirmations was a really big part of what helped me to shift. So it takes 3 to 6 months. You're going to really start seeing some big changes. And it took me up to almost a year to totally change who I am and my perception of myself as it relates to exercise. I used to totally dislike exercise. I didn't want to do it. I had chronic pain I needed to overcome. And through affirmations, I started seeing myself as um, enjoying exercise and enjoying the results and loving how it made me feel. So affirmations are really a big way that you can shift the way that you think and go from I have to I get to. So that's my number one mind shift topic for you. And let's go into the second one here. It's kind of been a little while since I've done a Facebook Live, and it just thanks for supporting me and sticking with me here because it can sometimes feel a little inhibiting to come on live, and it'd be great, if you guys are there to um, looking for something to do at home. Okay. Uh, oh, so Iris is joining me. Hi, Iris. Thanks for joining me. You're just always so devoted to your health and wellness, and so that's my big tip: is affirmations. They do work, and just write down I am statements. I am healthy. I am fit. I am loving how exercise makes me feel. And then the second shift is, and let me know what you think about that, Iris. Have you tried affirmations? And let me know. Let me know if you've tried them before. So, my second mindset shift for you today is my body is capable of doing more than I think it is. And what I mean by that is If you tell yourself, oh, my hips are hurting, my back hurts, this just feels like so much work to exercise. I just would rather just rest on the couch because I might hurt my back. I might make it worse. I don't know if I can do these hip stretches. It might make things worse. Another thing, I've always been somewhat of a heavy set lady, even through childhood, and it was always very easy for me to say, it's just too hard. My body's maybe just too large. You look at the size 6 and 8 young size women, and they're just full of energy, and it looks so easy. But for me, I have this extra weight that I'm lifting, and it just feels so hard to do. Here's another one that I hear a lot. I don't have time. I don't have time to exercise. And you know what? That is a form of self sabotage because we all have at least 30 minutes a day to take care of ourselves. Our health and wellness, especially as we become senior women, we have time, and it should be a priority. It should be top of the list. We want to maintain our mobility, and it should be so important. Another one, I'm not athletic. I'm not good at sports. And here's the last one. It just feels pointless because I'm just not going to look like that, size 6, size 8. I'm not going to feel like that again. I'm just getting too old. And so these are all negative mindset things that we tell ourselves over and over. And I read recently, for every negative that you say to yourself, say a positive. I've done a live on what if before, so you could look at the negative, but what if? What if? Look at the positive. So I don't have to exercise. I get to. Um, my back hurts, but if I do some stretches, I know it's going to feel better. Um, I feel too large in my body to move, but movement is available to everyone. Movement is about lubricating the joints, it's about physically feeling good and getting the stiffness out of the body. It's about blood flow, it's about circulation. It's just about getting the heart pumping, breathing, and that's available to us no matter what size you are. And we should be doing this to physically feel good. I don't have time. I already talked about that one. I'm not athletic. I'm not good enough at sports. Um, I grew up as a heavyset kid, and in softball one year, I decided I wanted to try softball one year, and after the tryouts, I got picked last on the team, and I was just really heartbroken. And I told myself at that point, I'm not athletic. I'm not very good at this. I can't run fast enough. I can't hit the ball fast enough. Uh, the athletic girls, they probably grew up with a football coach for a dad. That's what I told myself. So I'm not good at this. I'm not ever going to be good at doing physical movement. But I knew it was a lie because I enjoyed ballet, tap, and jazz, and I could move my body in different ways that felt great to me. So that's just kind of a little story of how we sabotage ourselves with our thinking when we know that it's not true. And later in life, when I started having physical chronic pain, one thing that helped me, this comes back to my body's capable of more than I think it can do, is I started doing gratitude because we are so conditioned in childhood of we need to be that size 6 or 8 to be able to move and do that aerobics class and physically feel good. And if you aren't that, then you can't have it. And how untrue that is, because yoga, especially for senior women, we breathe and we stretch and we have what's called synovial fluid. It lubricates our joints, it's our natural WD 40. And so, one thing that really helped me is starting to appreciate my body. And what I mean by that is, I am so thankful that my arms work and I have strong elbows and I can carry in these gallons of water into my house. I am so appreciative that I can walk. And because not everyone has that gift in life. And so I'm just so appreciative that my legs work and my knees are strong and I can go up and down the stairs of my home. And then I started taking gratitude even deeper and started talking to myself about I'm so grateful that my heart works correctly and that it pumps blood through my body. I'm so grateful that I can breathe. All these automatic things that my body does for me, digesting food, things that I don't even think about. And when you bring self love into the mix of not only mindset and how I talk to myself, but now I'm starting to appreciate my body and I started journaling. So every day for three times a day, I would write down three things that I'm grateful for. Three things that I'm grateful for, not only physically with my body, but three things that I get to do physically, or three things of my why. Why is it even important to do exercise? You know, if you don't have a big why, then you aren't going to do it. So there is the second mindset shift. Um, Homework, I guess I always call it homework, but uh thing that you can do is start a gratitude journal and start writing down what you are grateful for physically, what your why is, why you want to exercise. And so that's the second one. And then the third one, let me know in the comments below. Have you ever had a gratitude journal? Have you ever done self love before? Have you ever even thought of these things? Um, because they're really, really a big deal. Our health and wellness and our physical body, we have this one body to take care of. And as we become senior women, we want to maintain our mobility. We want to go to that festival with our friends and walk all over the place or go shopping all day. Is so important. So let me know if you talk negative to yourself about your body. I don't like my body. I hate the way I look. My butt's too big. My boobies are sagging, just whatever it is, right? uh, what about having a positive to that? So for every negative, why don't you flip it around? And what's the positive? I'm so grateful that my heart works. Having a heart that pumps blood through my body is way more important than what I think about my big tushy. Really, seriously. I mean, we just don't think about those things. And we're kind of groomed as kids to, uh, I think we are, through music and just life. You know, we're groomed to be kind of negative, forward thinking. And so let me know what you think in the comments. Self gratitude, love. Do you think that's important? It changed my life. It really helped me to step into wanting to take better care of myself because I didn't want to before. And I'll just say really quick of all the people that I have met and exercised with and either taught classes with or just women that I know, hundreds of women, there's only been one woman who told me she couldn't exercise. Her doctor told her she could not exercise because she had spinal degeneration. Her spine's degenerating and it could fracture. She could have crushed disc at any time just from movement, just from getting out of her house. So it's very, very rare that that happens. She desperately wants to move and exercise. So the fact that I'm sure your doctor is going to tell you you should be exercising in some capacity, because I've even worked with one woman who had lupus on a pain pump. She had to exercise in her recliner and in bed, and I worked one on one with her to help her make that happen. So, um, movement is available to all of us unless it's a very, very rare circumstance. So, be grateful that. That you can move, that you can exercise. And so that's flipping it on the positive again, from that negative. And the last third mindset shift that I have for you is habits. We are creatures of habit, and let's use it to our advantage. So, whether it's brushing your teeth, getting up in the morning, making coffee, getting dressed, putting your shoes on, going to work, whatever your habit routine is, you can do a 3-minute habit and stick it in between that stuff. So, sandwich that habit. And I'm going to give you an example. So, I read the books Habit Stacking and Atomic Habits. They're excellent books. We did it in our book club, in the yoga community. But I was practicing it way before. And when I was overcoming procrastination, practicing habits, for me, I started with chronic pain. I could barely get on the floor. My hips were just totally hurting. I have bursitis in my hips. I could barely get my legs apart to even do the yoga stretch. Um, but I told myself, I can do this. I can make this happen. I'm going to do this on Tuesdays and Thursdays for 15 minutes each session. And I'm going to start out slow. And it doesn't matter if I can't do the full yoga pose. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to do it over and over and over. And I made it a habit. I'm going to do it in the evening when the day is over and me and my husband sit in front of the TV. I'm going to put my yoga mat on the floor, and that is when I'm going to do it. I'm not going to wait until later. And I started feeling better. See, I started getting momentum, and I started being able to get my legs stretched a little bit wider. Um, I didn't start experiencing the chronic pain going away until I switched to 3 days a week. So I did the 2 days a week for probably, I don't know, 3, 4 months, 3 months. I was having a hard time walking, so I was in a lot of pain. I was needing a cane and a walker. So I was at pain level 8, 9. I went to a yoga teacher. This was before I was became a yoga teacher. I went to a yoga teacher and she said, you need hip openers. And she gave me a routine. So then after about 3 or 4 months, I'm like, okay, I'm getting more mobility. I think that this is working. I don't know yet if I'm going down to a pain level of a 7, but I think maybe it's kind of there. So I bumped it up to Monday, Wednesday, Friday instead. Same thing. After the end of the day, put my mat. It became a habit. I have my mat by the TV. So before I turn the TV on at night to watch television with my husband, boom, there goes the mat, and I got my props out. And then I switched to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I bumped it up to a half an hour, and I started way increasing. And that's when I started really getting some momentum. So that pain level of 8, 9 went down to like a 6. And I started feeling like, wow, I don't need a cane. I don't need a cane anymore, and I'm not limping anymore. And from there, it just took off. So I started making things a habit in my life. One thing I can tell you about habit stacking is get you an accountability buddy. And for me, it is my dog, Max. Well, I have a couple of accountability buddies, but my first one is my dog, Max, because at 6 in the morning, he's panting at the bedside, ready to go, because I walk him every morning. Um, I put him outside, and he waits for me. And by the time 6:30 comes around, I'm ready to hit the door. I've got my shoes on. I got my my phone with me. I checked my emails and all the different things that I do. And I walk him for 30 minutes. And at first, we just walked for 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, and we built up to it. Now we come to the end of our half an hour, and when we are close to the house, we run the rest of the way for, I don't know, a couple minutes. So I mean, I'm 62 years old and I'm doing a little bit of a sprint with my dog. And we get into the house and we are breathing really, really deep. So that's the one thing about walking. Walking, uh, it's great for your circulation, but one of the big things that it does for you is you breathe really deep and down to the core. And we need a lot of oxygen. It gives our cells nutrients, and um, we tend to kind of hold our breath and do shallow breathing. Let me know in the comments if you walk. What do you think about it? Um, it's great. It's great. I highly recommend that you walk. It'll keep you young. It'll start motivating you to exercise. I live in an area where it's flat, and so walking outside is perfect. The sun's coming up. It's a beautiful morning. But I used to live in an area that was pretty hilly and it was hard on my ankles. So treadmills are great. Music is great. Put on some music. Um, and find your tribe. So this is another accountability technique that you can use is find a tribe. Find someone that motivates you, either a friend that you can exercise with. Maybe you go join the local gym. Maybe you go join local classes. If you're like me, I love to exercise at home. It's so convenient in my living room or bedroom or wherever in my house. We hop on Zoom. But we also do a Sunday night health and wellness session. And the women that come are my tribe. We talk about bone strength. We talk about why do we really need to take protein? What's all that about? And we talk about health and wellness topics. So finding your tribe is really important. And this will motivate you to um, to do it. If I didn't have my dog, I probably wouldn't be exercising. If I didn't have my yoga community, um, well, I have the habit of exercising, so I probably would join a local gym and just go work out and maybe teach some yoga classes somewhere. But the thing is, you want to find your support group, and it's really, really important to have that. And so here's my challenge for you on mindset shift number 3 is create a habit. What is a 3-minute habit that you can do, and what are you going to sandwich it in between that you're going to make it a routine to start working towards movement? So a 30-minute walk may sound like way too much, but you can put your shoes and your exercise clothes in the bathroom and you can put them on. So that might be all that you do. And maybe that's your Tuesday, Thursday, like how when I did on the mat for the yoga. And then maybe once you do that for 3 months, it starts to be way too easy. Now you're going to go outside and do a 5-minute walk 2 times a week. And then just bump it up and just make it a habit and do it over and over. So let me know in the comments what you think. The 3 mindset shift hacks. So 1, affirmations, rewire how you talk to yourself. I don't have to, I get to. 2, self-love and gratitude. Start really honing in on being appreciative to be able to get to exercise, to be able to move, to be grateful for what your body does for you. And then 3, habit stacking. It works. Um, you can change your life by habit stacking. I did. And so let me know in the comments Which ones are you going to commit to? If you're going to commit to all three, yay, kudos to you. And uh, let me know how it's going. So, if all of this really resonates with you, then comment the word yoga and I'll reach out to you and we can talk about which yoga class would be good for you to come to in my community. And you can come try out a class. If you find that you love it and it's your thing, then I'll give you a special coupon to join for a free trial. And in my community, I have a 2 week free challenge, a habit stacking challenge. All the videos are there, all the training, all the daily worksheets are there. So if you're really, really serious about changing your health, about stretching and exercising and movement, then I'm just practically giving it to you, my friend, because I want to help you. And I totally get it. Procrastination, I know how hard it can be, how hard it can feel. But I know that these three techniques work and they will change your life. And it only takes about a half an hour a day to make it happen. So, anyways, yeah, comment the word yoga, let me know, and I will reach out to you. So let me know, reach out if you have any questions. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the live. Again, it's been a while since I've done a Facebook live. It's taken me a little time to get over the nerves of being on camera, but I just be myself and just be really truthful and honest to let you know how I overcame procrastination because I would have never thought that I would have. And it is doable and you can make it happen. And these techniques do work. So I will talk to you soon, my friends. Take care. And I look forward to chatting with you soon. Bye bye now.